Yo guys, welcome back to the Transfer Daily YouTube channel where we bring you all of the latest updates from the football transfer market. And starting off then with Victor Osimhen, and finally he is set to join Galatasaray on a permanent transfer from Napoli, and it's been very long negotiations, but finally the agreement has been reached for Galatasaray to pay 40 million euros for the first year, and then next year they'll pay 35 million euros. So they will not activate the 75 million euro release clause, which has been known for some time, but they will pay a fee of 75 million euros over 2 years. So finally, we know that Osimhen only wanted Galatasaray's return after for European clubs. It was very, very hard for wage for English clubs and also Italian clubs. So Napoli finally get rid of Osimhen, and Osimhen's priority, despite interest from Saudi, was the return permanently to Galatasaray. So he will have his medical tests and then he'll sign in as a new Galatasaray player. Wolverhampton Wanderers then are pushing to get Mark Pubill done soon as new right back, and they've been in talks now for the last week, and they're really pushing. A new bid of 50 million euros plus add-ons and also a sell-on clause has been sent to the club, and now it's also very advanced on the player side. So Wolves pushing to get this one done quickly to stop interest from other clubs in Europe. So we could get a done deal on this one today, maybe later on, or even in the next few days. But Wolves really pushing to have Mark Pubill as new right back. Federico Chiesa then was left out of the Asian tour squad for Liverpool's pre-season as he wants to leave, and the priority is to return to Italy. And there's several Italian clubs who have Chiesa on the list, and I think for Federico Chiesa's exit is probably one we'll see later on in the window. But as we know, Napoli have him on the list, and Napoli could sign one more forward. Also, a new club is Atalanta. Atalanta have Chiesa on the list, and they have interest, but despite of reports of a bid being sent yesterday, there's been no bid yet, just interest from Atalanta for this one. And Liverpool are likely to ask for the fee, which I think was 12 million euros for Chiesa last summer. They're likely to ask for something around that figure for Chiesa to leave this summer. But from what I know, Chiesa's exit from Liverpool is still a formality. Same for Darwin Núñez. Granit Xhaka then. So he's had AC Milan interest, he's had Saudi interest, but now Sunderland interest. And Sunderland have sent the first bid to Bayer Leverkusen for Granit Xhaka. And Xhaka has informed Bayer Leverkusen that he wants to join Sunderland this summer, as Sunderland have been taking talks, and Xhaka has said the yes because he's excited of the project and the challenge ahead of Sunderland are trying to stay in the Premier League. So he said yes to Sunderland. So now it's between the clubs as a first bid has been sent, and the agreement on player side is in place. So let's wait and see, because Bayer Leverkusen want a quick solution on this one. So it could be a done deal very soon between Xhaka and Sunderland, after Sunderland really putting themselves there in the transfer market this summer, as Granit Xhaka is, you'd think, going to be the next player who signs for Sunderland this summer. Pervis Estupinan is set to join AC Milan on a permanent transfer from Brighton. And as we know, the new left-back was one of the top priorities for AC Milan after Theo Hernandez's exit, and they have now got this, and they could also still working on a new right-back signing, but the verbal agreement is in place between Brighton and AC Milan for a 19 million euro package, and that was a key. AC Milan wanted to get a deal done for under 20 million euros. It was believed that Brighton's initial valuation was 30 million euros, so for AC Milan, I think a very good fee, and it will be 17 million euros initial fee and then 2 million euros in add-ons, and it is the medical test, and then Pervis Estupinan will sign a long-term deal to become a new AC Milan player. And as I said, next up for Milan, you'd think, is a new right-back. So then now, for several weeks, Barcelona and Jules Kounde have been in negotiations over a renewal of a contract, as Fabrice Hawkins reported. And for Barcelona, it was said earlier on in the window that priority is a new right-back. They had interest in Jeremy Frimpong, we know left to Liverpool. Also, they had interest in Denzel Dumfries, but that has also cooled. So from my own personal opinion at the moment, the plan for Barcelona is to have Jules Kounde, Hector Fort, and also Eric Garcia, who can all play at right back. And they're working on new deals for Frankie de Jong and also Kounde or Barcelona. And Kounde's current contract runs until 2027, and Barcelona and Kounde's priority is for a renewal and for Kounde to stay. So both parties are confident an agreement will be reached. There is interest from some top European clubs, including Manchester City, but as I said, at the moment, the priority for both parties is to stay at Barcelona and renew for Jules Kounde. Manchester United then in strikers, and I've seen many links in the last few days about a striker. And first of all, we're going to talk about Nicholas Jackson. And what can we say on this one? So, internally, Manchester United appreciate Nicholas Jackson, and it's an interesting profile for them this summer. But they're currently not pursuing a deal. Chelsea value Nicholas Jackson very highly, where we could be looking at £80 million, which Manchester United aren't going to pay. We know Man United's top target was Liam Delap, and then they had other options as Gyökeres, etc. But obviously we know Gyökeres going to Arsenal, Delap signed for Chelsea. So let's wait and see. But we also know they have Ollie Watkins on the list, but they're currently not pursuing a deal for Nicholas Jackson. Another name is Benjamin Sesko, and Benjamin Sesko could be one to watch later on in the window as it gets to the end, because Benjamin Sesko wants to leave. Currently, the reason why no clubs have really made negotiations is because, in Europe anyway, is because of Leipzig want in excess of €80 million. But as we know, Sesko wants to leave, but he has had interest from Saudi Al Hilal, but he rejected this due to the fact is he wants to stay in Europe. So let's wait and see. The longer and longer the window goes on and Sesko doesn't get a move, potentially Leipzig drop the fee, or maybe Manchester United put a bid in as they've done previously before. So one to watch is Sesko and Manchester United, because we know Manchester United tried to sign him even when he was at Salzburg. So that is definitely one to watch. Chelsea then are generating strong interest in Xavi Simons, and club-to-club talks are expected to start soon, with initial fees from what Leipzig could actually accept of a lot lower than what I think people suspected, because it was reported that Leipzig wanted a significant profit on what they paid for Xavi. But from what we've seen, a fee could be done, for around 60 to 70 million pounds for Xavi Simons. And Xavi Simons, Premier League is being a likely destination this summer. It always has been, and it's also Xavi's priority. Barcelona had no talks, as I said in a previous video, but Xavi Simons is open to the Chelsea move as the project has been presented. And as I said, for Chelsea though to pursue a deal, despite club-to-club talks expected to start soon, will probably need another exit from the forwards that they have. So let's wait and see what happens between Xavi and Chelsea. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.